Welcome to season 4 of the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. That's right. We are back. Some say better than ever. That's for you to decide. I'm joined, as always, by my two lovely co-hosts. First, Mr. Jonathan Detroit Haynes. How we doing, man?
Yo. What up, everybody? I know it's been a long off season. I have to give a shout out to the KDFL's number one listener, Keith, Mr. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, number one fan.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a loyal follower.
Promises made, promises kept. Yeah. Also with us, as always, from Wake Forest, Mr. Phil Ruxy.
Hey, what's up, guys? I think I'm actually in the wrong Zoom call, so I'm going to have to hop off here. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
No, it's good to be back. I can't wait to we can all spend our money for a ticket to the Evil Empire show again this year. So we'll see how that goes, though.
All right. Let's catch the fans up real quick. We'll start. We just had our draft. It was a wild off season. The trades that happened at the trade deadline did not stop there. There was more and more trading done up into and during and right after, come to think of it, as my memory slowly comes back from that night, at the draft itself. So let's just real quick, we're going to try to keep, today's going to be, we nicknamed the Megasode. It's usually we do in 2 episodes. We're going to power through and do in 1. So real quick first, I'm just going to run down the first 2 rounds of the draft, just kind of get the players out there so the people at home, mainly Keith, will know exactly what we're dealing with here. So the Buston takes Breece Hall at 1. The Dobermans take Treylon Burks at 2. More on that in a bit. The Kings take Kenny Pickett at 3. The Mega Powers get hometown boy Drake London at 4. The Elfrey River Rats, another hometown pick, Jameson Williams at 5. The Kings come back again at 6 with Chris Olave. The Renegades at 7 with Garrett Wilson. Number 8 sees the first pick for the Nocatee Zen Masters expansion franchise this year, or relocated franchise, we should say, this year. Kenneth Walker falls there. The Gamblers take Desmond Ridder at 9. The River Rats with beloved preseason angel Damian Pierce at 10. Then the Nocatee Zen Masters select at 11, 12, and 13. They go James Cook, Sky Moore, and George Pickens. The Mega Powers pick 14 and 15. That goes Rashad White and David Bell. At 16, the Kings select Brian Robinson Jr. Back to the Mega Powers at 17 for Jahan Dotson. The Dobermans straight back up at 18 with Christian Watson. The Zen Masters again picks 19 and 20. Go Wan'Dale Robinson and Isaiah Spiller. The Gamblers have not had enough QB funds, so they take Malik Willis at 21. The Dobermans back again with Jalen Tolbert at 22. The first appearance by the Midnight Riders at 23 select the Colts Alec Pierce. And to round up the first 2 rounds, we have the Renegades at 24 with Zamir White. That is our first 2 rounds, and that was hard to do with the actual people's names instead of the team names, but we did it flawlessly. So our first pat on the back of the season 4 of the KDFL podcast.
Way to start out the podcast by just reading names. I love it.
Reading names, eloquently done. Now,
Hey,
okay.
Whoa, I get crap for just reading names. What the hell is this about?
Flavor.
Right?
It's the flavor. All right,
Okay.
so real quick, I'll let you guys go. Give me, of course, we had 3 more rounds after this, but imagine reading 60-plus names on a podcast. Not great.
I'm sure the fans would love that.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead. I'll go with to Detroit first. Keep it in order here. Give me your best draft.
I think it has to be Mr. Nocatee. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know.
Nocatee, we're off to a boom. We are staying true to form.
Oh, whatever.
Starting out, Nocatee, yes.
Ooh.
Not your fault.
Matt, he had I think he had a total of 10 picks. I know he traded a bunch, but I think he ended up with 10. I like who he got. He got Kenneth Walker fell all the way to 8. I mean, that's just any mock I saw. I didn't see any fall to 8. I like his Sky Moore. I know you're not big on him. He also loaded up with James Cook. I think he just had a strong draft. And George Pickens, I think we all agree that
Yeah. I'm going to try to carry Detroit through here. George Pickens, strong pick. Vamping. Vamping.
This
Hey, who's
sucks.
back? Go ahead. George Pickens. Good pick. Keep going.
Oh,
You're good.
all right. George Pickens is a stud, even though all the highlights you see right now, I'm just pulling people over at the line. But I think Matt has strong draft. I think he's building right. Put it that way. I mean, he's not going to make the playoffs or anything, but he had a strong draft.
I will say that he got his players he was highlighting without a doubt. And we would be remiss if we did not mention that after the draft, Kenneth Walker gets shipped out of Knockett. He never even gets to set his feet on the sand in a deal that involved number one pick, Brees Hall. Yeah.
I meant to touch on that, but then I got a little this connection sucks.
You just froze up. You couldn't get it
You
out.
just froze up, and I just instead of actually vamping, I just said the word vamp instead of actually just doing the vamping.
I'm sorry, people. It's going to be like this the entire episode.
Like Ron Burgundy right there. Vamp.
Oh, this sucks.
All right. So, I think it's a pretty universal consensus that Matt had he had the prototypical perfect style rebuild draft where he's got a ton of prospects. If you even hit on 50% of these, you've rebuilt your team. So, I mean, and 50% is a strong number to hit on in a draft. So, Phil, let's give your highlight to your best draft.
Yeah, for best draft, I'm going to go with Reed and the Dogtown Dobermans. Some of his picks were Traylon Burks at 2. I really like that. I mean, the Titans don't pass a whole lot, but I think he could easily be the number one there. Christian Watson at 18, also a good pick. He got a lot of receivers, actually. Jalen Tolbert at 22 for the Cowboys. I also like that one. And then Messi at 32. Obviously, he's just going to have to wait that one out. But I think once he gets healthy, he could be a really good receiver.
Yeah, I think that was his goal going into the draft was to reload on his wide receivers, and he did that. So
it's a Doberman weakness. He's set up with running backs last year with Javonte Williams and Najee Harris. He's probably got the best quarterback situation in the league, maybe with Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. So wide receiver was a weakness. He certainly addressed that. Now I will address the draft got started immediately off with the bombshell with Traylon Burks at 2. He's basically Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase this year with nothing but negative news coming out of camp. Asthma, running with the threes, just not performing well. But I will say this: if you do what he did and you go up and get a player that's not forecasted that high, Drake London was probably the consensus too from everything I've seen. But if you go up and get that, that's the player you do it for. You don't go up and get Garrett Wilson or you get the guy who is upside. I mean, his upside is quite literally Julio, like a strong, faster than everybody else freak of a human that could easily take. I mean, the number one spot in Tennessee is Robert Woods right now, and that's come on now. As far as long term, we don't know what happened with his QB. I'll look for him to turn it around because this is the same. Jamar Chase said he couldn't catch the football. He said the stripe is making it hard for me to catch the football. So I'm not believing in his negative.
Let's not go back with that again.
I just can't believe it. He said I couldn't catch. Okay, so you guys, those are some 2 good drafts, but let's talk about who really had the best draft. Okay. It's pretty obvious. I got criticized last year for not taking Pitts at 3. What kind of mess would I have been in at 4 this year if Drake London in my lap? No. So the Mega Powers get Drake London at 4. They address the running back that they were going to address with Kenneth Walker had Drake London not been there. Rashad White, David Bell. Oh, I get Watson's going to be his favorite target. Dotson is already a stud behind old Terry McLaurin. Older than you might think, by the way. He is older than you think. Oh, my gosh. And we keep going. I got the guy that was the other preseason darling behind Damian Pierce, Isaiah Pacheco. Dude, all kinds of love. CEO's job is on the hot seat. Trey McBride, the number 1 tight end in the draft at 29. Easy. Jerome Ford, Kareem Hunt. What's his name? Out of town in Cleveland after this year. There's the backup to an older Nick Chubb. And then my favorite sneaky pick, you guys let me get at 52. Like number 2 or 3 best odds for defensive player of the year, basically potentially walking into an extra third next year, Trayvon Walker. chef's
Nah,
kiss.
nah.
2 great back-to-back drafts. All right. We've already got
I
2
do
pound
really
the back
like your
sessions.
your Trey McBride pick.
I mean, Rashad White, come on. I'm
Fournette's
not a
old,
fan.
brother. Fournette's only there because Brady is. And Brady
Yeah.
might not even want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right.
Well, I'm glad you think you had the best draft. I guarantee
certainly
other
beautiful.
11 no one else in the league would say that, but at least you did.
You know, like when you forget something great happened, like when you're in school and you forget that you have Monday off or something like that, you just remember during the weekend. It's like that. Like I'll just forget. Oh my God, I have Drake London. Oh my God, amazing. Which I will say the only way I see, the only way I see him bust, and he played one play and it already happened, is injury. I don't see talent being a problem. I don't see system. I see injury being what would take him down if it does. Okay, so got to the good stuff. Let's get to some even funner stuff for me. Let's go. Who had the worst draft, Detroit?
Oh, man. I think without a doubt it was Nick.
Oh,
And,
no.
I mean, yes, me and you talked about his roster before the draft, and you were kind of spot on about he needs a quarterback.
I say he literally has no choice.
Yeah, because he's got, Daniel Jones, Brady, who was his other one? Wentz? Yeah, Wentz. Yeah, so he definitely needed a quarterback. I think I would have rather just made a trade for a quarterback or something. Desmond Ridder, first round? I don't care if this is a 2-quarterback league. Come on. I know you're a Falcons fan. Was there any chance you would have took Desmond Ridder first round? Even if you had 4 picks.
If 2023 didn't exist, yes. But I am so scared of his job not being replaced next year if we are as bad as some people. I mean, some people have us going 2-15 in this very own league. So if we are that bad, we will have no choice probably but to take one of the stud quarterbacks in the next draft.
Right. And then his second one was Malik Antonio Willis. I don't know about him either.
That's the Treylon Burks of quarterbacks. That's what that is.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it, but I mean, look at my record. What do I know? But I didn't like that 2 quarterbacks like that, especially those 2 quarterbacks. I thought it was a very weak quarterback draft to start with, but I don't know. He did that. I just didn't like it.
My fair criticisms of Nick's draft. Nick's draft is the only one I've ever seen that I think me and Eric were talking about this during the draft. He's the only draft I've ever seen that got so much better as it went on. Nakobe Dean, probably second-ranked linebacker in the draft.
I don't like Nakobe Dean.
Oh, geez, they're pleasing you. Troy Anderson. I love Troy Anderson as an athlete. He's supposed to be an athletic freak for the Falcons. But when I watched him, he wasn't lighting on fire like I was expecting. But, I mean, I'm not some scout. It cracks me up when people say I watched tape for down, like watched a lot of tape. It's kind of like, well, you don't know what you're looking for, bub. Jaylen Warren, I like he's going to get this number 2 behind Najee Harris. So he takes a beating. So I don't like I agree with you with the QB strategy, but I do like he kind of shorted up more as we went, as I thought. But yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right, Phil.
All right, for worst draft, I'm going to go with Eric. He got Garrett Wilson at 7. I like that pick, but Zamir White at 24. I wasn't big on him before the draft. It's still not a bad pick, I guess, but just not somebody I was looking for.
I love Phil's analysis, man.
Sam Howell at 31. I don't even know if he's going to ever play, really. I mean, so 31 just seems like a throwaway pick to me, honestly. And then he had a few more picks, I think. No, that was it, actually. That was his 3 picks. And so that was
Eric only hit 3 picks. You're right. You're correct. Well, Rodrigo, Hard Knocks hero.
Well, yeah.
Dude, Philip Roxy. Eric was who I was going to pick if I didn't pick myself for best drafts. My man. I love Garrett Wilson. Dude, I love Garrett Wilson. Sam Howell after
we know.
Yeah, a big Jets guy.
Like
if you didn't realize.
Jets guy. Mr.
Apparently. Okay, we'll hit back on that. Man, my first shocked moment of 2022 KDFL podcast. my worst draft is pretty simple. It's my arch nemesis. I mean, it's LJ had the worst draft. He didn't have a single pick. This feels like low hanging fruit. You're almost making it too easy on me now. I mean, literally, it is a fact. This is a fact. Every other team, all 11 other teams, got better than you were in that moment on that night. It's a fact. It's almost a statistical impossibility that they didn't.
I don't. Is he alive? Do we
You gotta
even
have a
know?
representative. You gotta have somewhere there, a proxy, perhaps. You know, there's trades to be made. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't.
in the mix. It is. I mean, most considered a weaker draft this class. So maybe his strategy was just to punt on it. If he did, he executed that to perfection. Okay. All right. Detroit. Let's go with biggest steal of the draft, in your opinion.
Okay, for me, it can be different. Like some people might say, "Hey, this guy fell at number 9 and he should have went number 2." But for me, I went with somebody. I wanted to go outside the first 3 rounds. I wanted like a true sleeper.
Oh, okay.
So I went with my fellow co-host. Let me see what the pick number was. Sorry. That would be Mr. Phillip with Hassan
48, was
Haskins.
it? Okay.
No, number 60, Hassan Haskins.
It's not
I
bad.
really like. I mean, I know he's a Michigan guy, so I'm a little biased,
Right.
but I love the way this guy runs, and I'm mad at myself for passing up on him. I looked before I made my pick in that last round. I even looked at him a couple of times, like, all right, I'm gonna get this guy. But then I was like, wait a minute. I took Isaiah Likely, the tight end, which I'm okay
Not
with.
bad. Yeah.
But I was so mad that I didn't take him. Then when Phil said his name, I was like, oh crap. Because let's admit, Derrick Henry's stud, but man, he
Older.
takes a lot of carries, man. A lot of carries, and he's gonna be banged up, and I can see Haskins filling in quite a bit for him. So
Yeah.
I went with Phil.
I like that. I like that answer. Philip.
Yeah. I guess it's all me so far because I went with myself as well. I picked number 48, Giovanni Woods, the
Yeah.
tight end for the Colts. The guy was basically garbage. He really didn't even play 3 seasons at Oklahoma State. He averaged 10 catches in 3 seasons, and then he went to Virginia and had 44 catches and 8 touchdowns in 1 year there. He's a huge guy, 6'7", 275. I think he could really work really well with Matt Ryan there in Indy. So I think it was a really good pick there.
Okay,
Oh.
Brett, please tell me you didn't pick Phil too.
No, good God.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I did not. Sadly, I should have.
He's looking because somebody stole his pick, I think.
No, they did. But you guys are getting me with the later because I was a little higher, but I'll go later now. Because I do like this pick a lot. This pick was on my radar. Pick 42, the Nocatee Zen Masters, Daniel Bellinger, moving right into a starting role with the Giants. Him and Trey McBride, I don't think there's a huge difference in talent. There might be a huge difference in offensive scheme, but again, McBride has Ertz in front of him, living out his remaining years, however you want to say it. But I had marked down to get Bellinger because I didn't think somehow me congratulating Matt's pick is turning to me pat myself on the back. I didn't think that McBride would be there at 29. So yeah, I really like the Daniel Bellinger pick by the Nocatee Zen Masters. So my favorite part, I'm 1 for 2 on this. I don't know if I was wrong on Nick's reach of Brandon Ayuk now. Okay. It's like I apologize and I need to apologize for the apology. Now we don't know where we're at. But the first year was 1 year was DK famously. So wrong on that one. So Detroit, your biggest reach of the draft.
Well, I mean, I touched on this just a little bit ago, and Nick, I swear I'm not picking on you, but
Yes.
I got to go with the Desmond Ridder pick. I think that was a huge reach. I think sometimes when you're in these leagues and you're like, okay, you go in saying, all right, I'm really weak at this position. Like, I think sometimes you overreach. And I think he
It's
definitely
hard.
overreached then. I feel like he could have got Ridder with his second first round pick. I mean, I guess he wanted 2 quarterbacks, but I just didn't like that pick at all. That was awful.
with his second first round. We're at pick.
I mean, I know he went with Willis, but
You mean at pick 21?
yeah.
I'd be willing to bet he doesn't want, because you got Tim there, needs a quarterback. You have me picking like 4 times. I'm not really a homer. Like, this is my third Falcon I've ever picked. But still, with me, with Watson being out and stuff, me having 3 picks, right? I mean, it would be a gamble. It depends on how much you value Ritter, because if he gets super flex, he's a mobile quarterback. Ritter's looked lights out to me at times, and he's looked like Tim Tebow at times. So lofting the ball up there. I mean, but sometimes he zips it. I don't know. So very hit or miss. So I like that. Philip.
Thank you for proving that you liked mine.
It's called a transition.
Yeah, I don't know. My biggest reach, I struggled to find a good one, but I went with Kenny Pickett at 3. I thought he would go closer to 10 or 11 in the first round. I thought that was a little early. And I mean, he's not even going to start over Mitch Trubisky. So
this is not entirely fair to Tim, because he had a figurative gun to his head. I said, if you don't take Pickett at 3, me and Nick had a trade lined out. We had it done. It was going to pull the trigger as soon as he didn't take Pickett. Nick was going to come up to 4 and get Pickett. So he had to take it. He couldn't wait till 6, which he did get Chris Olave, which is probably going to be the Saints number 1 this year. But that was, he has, and in Superflex, you got to get your guy when you get your guy. Pickett. I mean, to get the Steelers quarterback, that's like getting a Steelers head coaching job. Like, they don't turn those over much. So,
yeah.
But I know what you mean. There was no rankings that had Pickett that high. I agree with you.
His hand was forced a little bit, I guess. So, yeah.
We had that. I mean, we did a little bit. But he won his guy. He got his dude. But I get what you're saying. No one had Pickett ranked that high. I agree. All right, let's just keep. I have to pick. I didn't realize what we were doing here with Kenny Pickett. Oops. I mean, there's no way I could. This has to be the lowest reach. This has to be the low. Phil wasn't there for this. This has to be the highest reach we've had. Pick 25, Matt Corral, the one-legged man himself.
I knew you were going with this.
I have to. I can't. In good faith, not. It's not so much about where he. It's not so much about where he picked them. It's so much about who's behind him. To me, this is what I mean. Isaiah Pacheco, Tyler Algier, Romeo Dobbs, Trey McBride, Devin Lloyd, Sam Howell. All those are immediately following him. Matt Corral. He didn't look good to me.
Was this argument the one where there was a very unusual bet that was offered out there by Mr. Tim McCarthy? I don't want to say it because this is a family podcast, but
I can't. All I remember screaming.
There was some kind of favor whoever wins.
Oh, I don't remember this, but I don't remember because all I remember from the argument is screaming, "You picked a one-legged man," and I kept screaming. This isn't the same old Jets. That's all I remember. That's not the same old Jets.
I just remember Eric coming out of the bathroom, and that's the first thing he heard Tim say, and he was like, "What is going on?"
Oh God, hilarious! It all stems from I was sitting there. I was like, Tyler Allgeier's the pick. Allgeier's the pick right here. Algier is the pick right here. He's gonna have a chance to start probably this year for the Falcons. Which I may take or leave it. You may not want that. To me, outside of the big, see, it was everybody says we went that hard, but to me that was a normal day in Dunbar growing up. Sam Howell to me was my favorite. See, this is where me and Phil are different. Sam Howell was my favorite out of these 3. After the big 3, he was my favorite. He's mobile. After the big 3, I would almost put him ahead of Willis because I don't trust Willis to ever throw the ball, honestly. But we'll see. I've been wrong before, obviously. But I love Sam Howell, and I think he's in a great situation behind Carson Wentz, who is just not. He's just a shell of himself now. So that I would have went Sam Howell right there. If you're going to go QB. So I'll give that for reach because I have no choice. I'm duty bound, honor bound to give that as the reach. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So next up, we each did our aggregate. Now we're just kind of shooting through these. We're not going to do the whole break each down and have one of us talk about who is the outlier. But we have done our power rankings. And I'm getting it pulled up here now as far as the rosters. Done our power rankings. This is for the 2022 season, obviously, just it alone, not future outlook. If you happen to have had a draft where you drafted a bunch and you had a good draft, you might still be low here, just for the record. In case somebody's ready to get fired up already in 2022.
Woo!
All right. Let me have what we have here. Let's just say, fellas, before this goes horribly wrong, that we're in a much better midseason form than I thought we would be going so far. Just for the record. So a third pat on our backs to all of us.
I mean, the episode's not done yet. What do you
That's why I had to get it out now. That's why I had to get it out now.
Jinx us.
All right, coming
I
in.
can freeze up any second.
I know, but hey, we're flowing more than I thought we would. Coming in. This is not a huge surprise to most. At number 12, we have the Kanawha County Kings rebuilding. Still shaking off that Melvin Gordon trade from years past, Mr. Phil, you evil man.
Hey, I mean, what did I do? I just offered it.
So let me find him on our list here. Now, each team, we have what we do every year, the player showcase and the over-under wager on where this player might finish. And I believe his was it not AJ? We have it here. The Kanawha County Kings. Yes, it is. His player showcase. AJ Dillon, inside or outside the running back 18 for the year. Go ahead, Detroit. Maybe not. He is frozen. Philip.
Go
ahead,
I
Philip.
went AJ Dillon.
Really
still
think
have
about it
faith
too. Okay, you can go now. Go ahead.
Well, I still have faith in Aaron Jones. I mean, so I went outside 18 and a half. I just don't think he's going to get enough touches. I just think Aaron Jones is still the lead guy, at least for a little while. Hopefully, if he's on my fantasy team. So I'm going to go outside.
Okay, Detroit.
I would definitely go outside too. I
Really,
think he's
guys?
going to be. Yeah, I think he's going to split a lot of carries. So
Okay.
I don't see him.
I guess I'm going to be the guy. I'm going inside 18. I think he'll finish the top 1.5 of running backs. He seems to be everybody's darling this year. Coming on strong. The Kings have held on to him for 2 or 3 years now. So now it's time to finally to get that payoff. So I'm going to go inside 18 for AJ Dillon. All right. Next up, the rebuilder himself, the Nocatee Zen Masters. We have them at 11, headlined by Derek Carr and Jameis Winston. In case you didn't know, Hunter Renfrow is also on the squad, and number 1.1 overall pick Breece Hall. So for the Zen Masters, we had to go with him though. Another 18.5, Mr. Famous Jameis Winston inside the quarterback 18. Phil, we'll keep the same order now. We're going with you first on these.
Yeah, I went inside actually, 18 and a half. Michael Thomas, I mean, I know he's not going to be Michael Thomas of old, but he's supposed to be back this year and be okay. So I think that's going to help Winston a lot. So I think he could be at least a upper tier QB2.
Yeah, I'm going inside also. I don't, my feelings on this guy because a certain other owner in this league hypes this guy up like he's the greatest thing ever. Well, if he didn't throw 30 interceptions, well, he did throw 30 interceptions. So I don't want to hear it. But, yeah, he's going to be about 15, 16. I could see him around there.
Hey, 3 first-round picks, and he's yours.
Yeah,
true.
Well, I wouldn't get 3 fifth-round picks. No, I'm just kidding.
Inside 18, maybe the line was a little unfair, a little bit too, but
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit too high. But I mean, he did start off on fire before he was hurt. People forget that he was tearing it up before he got hurt last year. So we'll see. I really like Olave. I mean, he's got 3 brand new weapons they didn't have last year: Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Jarvis Landry. So, I mean, we'll see. I look for him to be inside that 18 as well. But you got to think about it. I mean, there's 12 teams. There's 24 starting quarterbacks, presumably. So, I mean, somebody's going to do it. Somebody's going to finish out there. So, you know, man,
There's
okay.
32 quarterbacks, though.
I'm talking about in our dynasty league. Though. I think of it in terms of that, like QB1, QB2,
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
24 startable fantasy quarterbacks, you would think, in a sense.
Okay.
Okay. So next up, saddens me to say the disrespect, but it's fine. We have
Number 10.
The Dunbar kids, 12, 11, and 10 in the league. The Melbourne Mega Powers disrespect cast upon me here. Player showcase, guys. There can be no other player showcase for the Melbourne Mega Powers than the hottest topic in all of our discussions. I don't know.
Well, maybe.
It's going to be a tumultuous season. I'm going to hate every minute of it. Trey Lance, I set the line at quarterback 10 or better for the year. Top 10 QB in fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to say the name change for Dunbar has really taken a toll on the teams from there. I mean, you guys just aren't looking good after that. It must have got to you. I mean, really personally.
Establish our
Phil
roots.
may be onto something there.
I mean, the Kings did not. I mean,
These umpires got you guys rattled now.
Yeah, Jesus.
Trey Lance, I went. Where did I go? Let me see. I went under. I think he's going to be outside.
That was confusing the way you worded that.
Yeah, same. I agree.
Yeah, well, it confused me because I did over under like we were originally
Right.
said, and then now
It's
going
worded
inside.
poorly.
So now I'm trying to remember actually as I go which is inside, which is outside versus over under.
Will he be a top 10 quarterback, Phil?
All right. I'm
I
going
don't
to go
think
on.
so. He's going to be like 13, 14, I think.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be top 10.
Okay.
What happened to those one sentence answers here?
We're getting there.
I'm going outside. He is definitely not going to be a top 10
You're
quarterback.
insane.
I mean, there's a
Oh,
huge
what?
learning curve. I'm not even saying he's not going to be good. I
That's
just
two
think
different things.
I think
Thanks.
Shanahan's going to kind of be very conservative with them. They're going to run that ball. So
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, and I know he runs, but I
That's
don't
my point.
think
But he doesn't
I don't
need
think
to
he's
run, though.
he's not Lamar Jackson. I don't think. Of course, I haven't seen him play really. So, but yeah,
Neither
he's
has
outside.
anyone. Neither has anyone.
Okay.
I'm
All right, I'll
obviously
make that quick.
inside.
Outside.
I'm obviously inside the top 10 on this. He's in the perfect system to succeed. Again, didn't draft the player. We drafted the situation. So let's see if Shanahan gets his
Mike?
mobile quarterback.
Like the situation.
He gets his mobile quarterback. He had 16 carries in the game last year in one of his 2 starts. 16 carries. You give me that in
He's not
fantasy value?
going
I
to
don't
carry
care
that
if the
every
numbers-
week.
I don't care.
All right,
every
number
week. I just need
9.
the
Who's
upside.
number 9? Yeah, I'm in
Inside the top 10. You are in
mid-season
mid-season
form. I'm
form.
already. Let's go.
Number 9, the Wake Forest Lumberjacks. So how the turntables.
Ooh.
The Wake Forest Lumberjacks in at number
Ooh.
9. Mr. Snip Snap. I'm in, I'm out, I'm out. Tumultuous off season for the Lumberjacks.
I love this pick.
Yes. Okay. When we do these, we like to keep it balanced. Okay. I like to keep it balanced. I like to do 4 pass catchers, tight ends, and wide receivers,
Why?
4 running backs, 4 quarterbacks. Phil was the last one I had and picked a team for. I needed a wide receiver. So we are projecting whether or not Mr. Bobby Trees, Robert Woods himself, is going to be inside the wide receiver 2. So under, inside or outside, 24 for Bobby Woods.
Well, first of all, the Bloomin' Onion must be 50% off or something. I don't know what's going on with Detroit right now.
Ready to roll.
I'm ready, man.
Robert Woods, God, I mean, I really hope he is inside the top 24,
I'm sure you do.
but I don't see. I think he's going to be like 40th or something. I just don't see it.
Who the hell's catching the ball in Tennessee? Detroit's so shocked he's motionless. No, he's back.
Outside.
He is old.
That's it.
I feel like you've mentioned it before. He is old. He's coming off an injury. I don't know.
I'm going to pick outside just for the fact that we're 4 teams in and I haven't picked anybody to finish outside of what I projected them. So I will.
We still got to do 8 more teams.
It's a mega. So Grandpa, it's a long episode.
right.
The people are buckled in. It's been months and months. They've been craving the content.
We can fly
What?
through our
Stop!
picks.
Stop
for the
making!
weekly
Stop making
picks.
that motion, Brett. Please stop.
It's been
making
about 10
that
months. Do you understand? That's a gift. All right.
Oh gosh.
Again, how the turntable has continued to turn. At number 7, we have the Elkview River Rats. God, we suck.
Woo!
We need to stop podcasting, man, because we have not. I mean, I think we have 3 combined playoff appearances since we've been on the podcast.
Seriously, it's been bad. Yeah.
The River Rats. I thought this was a pretty simple pick too for the player showcase for the Elkview River Rats. Again, I say the preseason darling. Traded up for him. Traded the first for him. Mr. Florida Gator himself, Damian Pierce, inside or outside. What?
Did you miss the Wampus Cats?
No. Maybe.
We said
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the Wampus Cats at?
Number 8, the Hurricane Wampus Cats come in. Spoiler alert for number 7. Number 8, a lot of offseason moves for the Buston. Held on to that 1.1 pick. Supposedly had a lot of calls about it. Nothing happened until after the draft. So we're going to look at the Hurricane Wampus Cats still rebuilding. It did trade for J.K. Dobbins in the offseason, so he is our player showcase for them. Over, under, or inside, outside, running back 18. So 1.5, basically. Phil.
Yeah, I'm going over. I mean, outside, 18.5. I just don't see it. I mean, he was a good back before he got hurt, but I just don't see it.
I'm going inside. I think they're going to try to lessen the load for Lamar. So I think they're going to try to run a little bit more with the running backs. And I think, I mean, they started to do that a little bit last year. But I think a healthy Dobbins, I think he'll be inside.
I mean, they tried to do everything they could to reinvigorate Devonta Freeman. If they trust him, they're going to trust J.K. Dobbins. I'm going. Everybody's inside for me. I'm going inside this because I had two players I wanted to target and redraft, and it was J.K. Dobbins and Swift, and I didn't get him in any of my leagues, so very hurt by that. But I think if J.K. Dobbins stays healthy, I think Detroit's 100% spot on. They're going to take it off of Lamar some, and they will get back to that Ravens running team that they like to be. Okay, now back to where we were with the Elkview River Rats. A lot of offseason moves, including moving J.K. Dobbins, brings in Christian McCaffrey. Didn't you bring in J.K. Dobbins and then move out J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah, he never played a game for the River Rats.
Never got to see beautiful Elkview. So, again, River Rats, preseason darling, Damian Pierce, inside, outside, running back 18.
I've got him outside. I don't really know what to expect from him. So I don't know.
Come on.
And he's with the Texans. I mean, they're gonna struggle to score. And so I just don't know if he's gonna.
Hey, calm down there, man. Calm down. I have 2 starting Texans. Don't forget my boy Mills.
He did.
Mills is my QB too.
What a team to have the QB and running back for.
I guess that's why you're near the bottom like us.
I really like Damian Pierce. I think he's gonna almost said Price.
Double check that last name. I swear to God, I was hoping against hope that you were going to say the wrong last name of your own player that you really like.
Yeah, I really think he's going to be inside. I think he's going to be. I think they're going to use him a lot more than the Gators used him. So
yeah, the Gators did not use him very much. All right, it's your favorite word, Detroit. The only thing I'm worried about with Damian Pierce is game script. The Texans get down a lot. They have to throw.
Yeah.
I'm worried Burkhead gets a lot more work, but I am going to go inside as well on Damian Pierce.
Who's it? Burkhead. He's also a River Rat too.
You. Wow.
That's not the team you want a lot of.
All the Texans. All right. Now we get to what the KDFL award-winning podcast projects as being playoff teams. Let me get back to it. Number 6, the Dogtown Dobermans. Reed, of course, everybody's favorite team that missed the playoffs last year to make it this year. I think it's pretty much agreed that he's supposed to be the guy that takes a step forward. And for the Dobermans, I think this one's kind of interesting. Quarterback, maybe a little high on the over-under, but Joe Burrow, inside or outside, QB6, so top half of QB1. So this is a leap. This is for him to take a leap. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one because I really like Joe Burrow, but I just thought that was a little high. I just don't think he's quite there yet. So I went just outside at 7.
Bitch.
We can
Can
see
hear
you.
me?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
okay.
fine.
Yeah, you're
We
good.
saw you getting aggravated randomly.
Yeah. You thought nobody saw that.
I even swore. I don't usually do that.
I thought you were calling
What-
me a bitch.
What's your thoughts on Joe Burrow?
Man, this one was probably the toughest one for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But I think he's going to be just outside. Seemed like a number 8.
That's what Phil said 7. I don't know
So
if you heard
exactly
it.
what I
Oh.
said.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I think
bad.
he was froze up then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm
said
gonna
7,
go.
so-
I'm gonna go outside as well. I'm going more of the 9-10 range. I know we just did 7, 8, and 9 and 10. I get that, but I'm going a little bit further down than you guys are. I think that upper echelon. I think so weird. The improvements to the O line may hurt him in value because they're going to rely on Mixon
Like-
more, and Mixon will be more profitable, more efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Makes
Ryan,
sense.
the head coach loves to run, even though
Yeah.
loves to run. So I'm going outside as well. So number 5 now. We are going to go with the arch nemesis, the Polka pharmacist, everybody's favorite Benjamin Button team, cardiac arrest. And we have as their player showcase a guy who's got to be near the end of his rope. Alvin Kamara, inside or outside, running back, the top 10 running back. So running back 10. Phil.
Yeah, I put him inside, but I don't remember why I did that because now I'm thinking about it and I don't think it's going to be inside. So I'm going to switch to outside. I don't know why I put inside.
Snip, snap, snip, snap. Detroit.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
I've got him inside. I think he's going to just be across the line there. I think he's going to make it. I think the Saints are going to rely on him a lot still. I mean, he may break a bone or so, be hurt. But
Just one or
if he
two.
stays healthy, I think he'll be top 10.
I have him inside because of everything I've seen, the suspension is not a real concern this year. It's going to be kicked off to next year. I feel like we didn't get a lot of him with Jameis to know what that is going to look like. See, Breeze helped Thomas and him so much by just dumping it off. But Jameis doesn't run either, so he'll probably be a dump off as well. I just feel like Jameis's dump off is a 40-yard throw it up. And Breeze's was a rational dump off to the running back. So I am still going inside for Kamara. Okay, where are we at? 4. Number 4, we have the Cross Vegas Gamblers, the 2022 QB lover himself. For our just 2 years removed from being a champion, our player showcase for him is CeeDee Lamb. And again, this is another one that's got to take a leap. It's time to do it. Is he a wide receiver 1 this year? Inside the 12.
Philip?
You're muted.
Mid-season form, guys. Yep.
Mid-season
Okay.
form, baby.
The dog started barking, so I had to freaking mute it. And then I forgot I was on mute. Anyways, yeah, I think he is a 1 this year. I don't think the addition of Tolbert is going to hurt his production that much. I think he is going to take a lead. So I think he's inside.
Come on, let me fix this. I don't know why I did 12. He's drafted as like the wide receiver, like 6 or something. Like he's like
Yeah.
drafted
Yeah, he was
super high.
okay.
Let's do. I'm waiting for Detroit to. 8. I was gonna say 8. Let's do Detroit. We're calling an audible here. Inside the wide receiver 8. 12. I don't know why I had that number. I did it too fast. Maybe inside the wide receiver 8. Phil, are you still with him? Hold on. Let's see if Phil is still with him.
I got him at like 9, so I think he's out of that.
Okay. Detroit.
I think he's inside. I think
At
Dallas
8?
is just going to force the ball to him. Yeah.
I'm almost with you because of lack of other options.
Yeah.
Like, what else are they going to be able to do? So I'll say inside of the top 8. I don't feel great about it. I feel easy about inside the top 12, but that's why we try to move this line a little bit. All right, so now we're in our medal stand here. Our top 3. Number 3, we have coming in the Marmot Midnight Riders. Just a real quick hit on this team. This is last year's championship runner-up, the KDFL Bills. So the thing with him with the Midnight Riders is they don't have a solid number 2 quarterback. It's Baker, and they don't have a solid number 2 running back. They're right now starting Jamal Williams. The wide receivers are off the charts. By far and away the best wide receiver core in the league, I'd say.
Yeah.
With that said, we have somebody changing places on his team, and that is our player showcase, Tyreek Hill, inside of a wide receiver 1 this year at 12. I think this is where I got the CD landmine from, and I messed it up. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where he finished last year. Can you look that up for me while I'm talking?
Oh, man.
Because I don't think a QB change. I mean, I know it's Patrick Mahomes that he's losing, and he's going to Tua, of course, but I don't think that's going to hurt him too much. So I think he's still going to be close to.
I have him at 8. He was 8. Fantasy.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, I think he's still going to be top 10. I really do. So I think he's going to be inside.
See, I think he's outside. I don't trust the quarterback. I don't care how well Tyreek says he's throwing in camp and all that, and praising him and saying he's as good as Mahomes, blah, blah, blah. I think he's outside.
Yeah,
I have him at 6, by the way. He was at 6 last year. That's what I have right here, but I could be wrong. I just have him at 6.
Yeah, I didn't. Wait a minute.
I don't know.
2021 season, he scored 200. Yeah, it is this 99. Yeah, this is messed up. I don't know why it's doing
Okay,
this.
you have 299.5?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but I mean, if you just did a generic one, there might not have the big play bonuses and all that stuff. With him, the big play bonus is a big deal in the KDFL. So, I have him outside as well, though. Detroit. I think this a wide receiver changing teams very rarely works out. We're just kind of spoiled from Diggs working out and Hopkins working out. That's not the norm. They usually go somewhere else and struggle. And
what about the guy that went to Las Vegas?
Devontae Adams? We'll see. That's the other one we'll have to see on. Yeah, I have him outside of a wide receiver 1. I'll say I really love Waddle. I really do. I really want him to take the next step forward. So maybe it's a little bit of picking with the heartstrings there. So Tua's got enough. Did you all, let me side caveat because we just need to do enough. We didn't do enough side discussions during the megasode. Did you all ever hear that Tua didn't have a strong arm until he got Hill? I never heard that rumor. I knew the injury risk, and I never heard the strong arm slam until this happened. I was like, where is this coming from? Okay.
Yeah, it definitely seems new.
Number 2, and this is a surprise to me. I had him at number 2. I think Detroit had him at number 2. I think Phil was number 4, if I'm right. 3. So
yeah.
I think we all surprised each other that we all had him as high as we did, but it is Dunbar's only prayer. He rocks Atlanta Renegades at number 2, star-studded running back core with Montgomery, Swift, and of course Jonathan Taylor, Matt Stafford, Hawkinson. You can name a bunch of lines. Waddle, like I just said, he adds Garrett Wilson. Great team up and down. But his player showcase is this is fun. So this line is very specific for a reason. Kyle Pitts, inside or outside, tight end 2. So he's got room for one other at the top. He's supposed to be the unicorn, supposed to be that guy. Is this time? Is it time?
I think it is. I think he goes to number 1. I think this is.
I'm telling you, it's not a wild thought. I'm telling you.
What?
Based on what I hear, I'm telling you.
I don't see it. I'm saying outside. I still think Andrews and Kelsey will score.
Is those your 2? That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody else?
Yeah, maybe Darren Waller.
Okay.
I can see that, but if Pitts had a better quarterback situation, yeah, I think I could see it.
But I think the young quarterback situation is going to help him. I mean, I think they're going to have to go to him a lot. So.
No, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be even outside top 5 or anything. I think the top 2 are still Kelsey and Andrews.
That's definitely a new low for our numbers.
Andrews most, underappreciated tight end.
Underappreciated. It's ridiculous. Don't get me started. You want no sidebars during the megasode, and you're gonna bait me like that. No, I mean this is what it is. I have him in. I'll put him inside the top 2. I mean, Andrews as the other one, and I don't know who's 1 and who's 2. I think Kelsey's getting older. The only thing that bothers me is Hill's gone. So Kelsey could be more of a focus. Outside of that, I think Waller, they got a million options there now in Vegas, and he's not dependable. Kittle, always a little bit banged up. So then it's like, where are you going from there? And I get what you're saying about the quarterback situation, but Mariota literally made Delaney Walker. And Delaney Walker was very sustainable for a good 3 to 4 years or so as a tight end. So
I like the tight ends for sure.
He really,
I want to apologize.
I
want to apologize. I have to apologize to the fans. That's our 5th Falcon segment already. So
I can't help we drafted a unicorn.
It's all just one Falcon segment. It just runs.
Yeah, it's all one big show, brother. Also, when we got to hit on this, RIP. All right.
Hey, where'd you get that one at?
Is that you that gave it to me?
Yeah.
I thought it was. Yeah, I knew somebody in KDFL gave it to me. I couldn't remember who it was. Nice. Close to my heart. Okay. Number 1, who gives a crap? It's the Evil Empire. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, good job. Who's this player? Stupid player. Who is it? I don't even know. Somebody stupid.
Let's just make it quick. Who cares?
Hurts.
Who is it? I really don't. Oh, it's Jalen Hurts. Yeah, inside
outside, like
inside QB6.
Outside.
Are y'all really both outside QB6?
No. Quarterback 6. Yeah, I'm outside.
Okay, give me your 6 ahead of him off the top. I know this is on this.
My
off the cuff. Here. Off the cuff. TM.
I can't even think of 6 players off the top of my head. Come on.
All right,
I have
I
no
will
doubt
go
about that.
Josh Allen.
Did you say you have no doubt about that?
Hey, listen, quiet, boys. Quiet. The old man's talking. I'll go Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, Rodgers, Brady.
What?
5. We're talking fantasy point wise, right?
Yeah, we are. Brady. Okay. And Rodgers. Interesting.
Yeah. And maybe I think Lamar's actually going to have a really big year. So
Okay.
that's 6 right there.
I'm going
I think I got him
inside.
at 7. Like Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, Rodgers, Murray, maybe Prescott, Jackson.
Then you got guys like Burrow. So
I'm going inside. I think he runs too much, and everything I've seen, his arm's gotten better. He's lost weight. I think I saw. He's no longer. It doesn't seem like he's any longer a risk to be replaced. Which I'll sound like a idiot now, but that really was a concern if y'all remember. But yeah, I think he's improved drastically. So I have him inside the top 6, which makes me sick. But there are your top 12 power rankings according to the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We are moving right along, boys. Are we ready? Are we ready for week 1 predictions?
Well, no. Are we going to do like favorite and dark horse?
Oh yeah. See, that's why I need you. I need you to keep us on point here. Okay, to win the title.
I think it's the Evil Empire. I mean, they're the Evil Empire for a reason.
Same.
So
okay, yeah. I mean, it has to be. I mean, we have to have some integrity because I think what we're about to do is about to not have any integrity. So next up, I need us all to pick a team outside of our power rankings, outside of the 6. So we presume those top 6 to be playoff teams. So I need you to pick your favorite team outside of those top 6, your dark horse candidate for 2022 to win it all. God,
I mean, since I have to keep integrity, so I'm going to pick a non-playoff team outside our power rankings. I'm going with the Elkview River Rats. Now, people, we're talking about non-playoff teams that we think are going to make it to be a sleeper. I think Lamar's going to bounce back. CMC's going to please be healthy. I do like Davis Mills. I think he's a quality fantasy quarterback. And it's Damian Pierce is going to be number 1 running back, guys. So that's why I'm going. I like a couple of my defensive players. So yeah, I can see it making a run.
Well, I'm really glad that you didn't pick my choice because I think it's like the obvious. I don't know how anybody else can pick another team outside of the top 6. And I'm going to go with the Wake Forest Lumberjacks.
Jeez.
I mean, it's clear number 1 out of the top 6. If every other team has 6 or 7 injuries, if my players overachieve by 5 to 6 positions in their rankings, it's the clear number one.
Okay, Phil. Detroit picks himself. Phil picks himself. What am I to do? Person outside the top 6. I gotta do it, boys.
You could also pick me though. I mean, before you
It's
pick here.
supposedly allowed. There's no shot because there's only one team in the KDFL that has been held against their will without 2 quarterbacks for 3 years now. We haven't had 2 quarterbacks consistently start in Melbourne, but no longer this year. Dak Prescott and Trey Lance. Heaven forbid we make the playoffs. We get Watson back then. Look at this wide receiver core: Drake London, Dodson, Nico Collins, Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy. Oh, don't forget about Mark Andrews, guys. The offense is way more star-studded than you think. Joshua Palmer? Are you kidding me? Third round pick last year. Amazing.
Don't forget about Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. Fight the good fight. I mean, defensive rookie of the year last year. It's time in Melbourne to Brad from the head mega power himself,
Woo!
Mr. Hogan. Did you just woo at my Hogan? A little insulting.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. That was terrible.
It's amazing. Mega Powers 2022 Dark Horse pick. We are shameless.
All right.
So, with that being said,
We're not going to catch any crap for that.
yeah, hey, you
No.
feel your heart, the heart wants what it wants. All right, let's get our breakdown of our week 1 matchups. It is here. It starts by the time you're watching this, it starts this evening. Starts with the Bills and Rams, and we kick it off in the KDFL with last year's runner-up taking on everybody's favorite rebuilder who's never officially built anything. The Hurricane Wampus Cats visited by the Marmot Midnight Riders. We'll do the same thing we always do, Detroit and then Phil. Go ahead,
That's
Detroit.
great. I love it. You make a very valid point. He gets so much credit for, man, look at all these amazing picks he acquires and deals.
It's like the brick gift. You just keep laying bricks.
But I'm going with the Midnight Riders. Not even close.
Right now, it's a
Same.
20-point spread, but people haven't really. I don't think a lot of people have set their laps and stuff.
Yeah. And we need to tell the people we're not really going to go into detail on these because it's weak.
I mean, I think they'll get it when we just don't go into detail on them.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the Wampus Cats are still like 3 years away. So Midnight Riders.
3 years. There should never be a team that's 3 years away.
I had to get
Midnight Riders are the pick coming off a strong season. They'll keep it rolling in their season opener. Next up, we have a pretty interesting matchup. The Poker Pharmacist visiting Nocatee. It's hot in Nocatee this time of year still. Poker Pharmacist at Nocatee. Detroit, take it away.
I'm going with the Poker Pharmacist. I think they get this one pretty easily.
I have to agree on that. I think the Zen Masters took too many drugs from the pharmacists and they're not going to show up to play. So pharmacists.
Woo!
It is all natural substances to stay zen in Nocatee. It's herbal, it's herbs,
Sure.
it's
right.
meditation,
So-
it's
so
all
take 'em.
legit. It's
So
all
take 'em.
legit. It is the Pharmacist for me as well here, but here's the reason why. Brees Hall is going to get off to a rough start, and then it's gonna factor out Carolina, New England, Denver, and Tennessee. That's a rough start. He'll be fine in the long run, but the start's gonna be bad. I'll take the Pharmacist in week 1. Okay. Next up, we have our very own Phil Rexseed traveling to Dunbar to take on the Dobermans, Lumberjacks, and Dobermans. Go ahead, Detroit. Our closest spread so far.
I'm going with the Dobermans. I had them 4th in my rankings, by the way, the power rankings. I think they start out 1-0.
Yeah, I think the Dobermans are the better team overall, but I'm going to go Lumberjacks. And I was going to say the Lumberjacks are going to chop down the Dobermans, but then that's probably not something you should say because PETA might shut us down. So
That's
I'm
true.
just going to go Lumberjacks with the win.
This one's actually tough. You know what? Let me get I'll take the Lumberjacks. I'll take the dog in this one right now. I think his defense is a little bit
Woo!
better, and I think that shines early. So let's go. Give me the Lumberjacks in this one. Next
Yeah,
up, we
I'm,
have the Battle of the Lions fans.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, River Rats
The,
and Renegades. This one's our highest point total so far.
We need to tell the people these two Lions fans. One is always
Yin and
sees
Yang of
the
Lions
ring.
fan.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to go with the Renegades. I think we're going to get off to a slow start this year. I think 3 of my first 4 matchups are really bad. So I was we talked about earlier. I have Eric going the number 2 seed, so I think he starts out big.
Yeah, same. I have the Renegades with the win here over the River Rats.
Mm,
Do
Okay.
it, do it.
We'll start the year off right. We'll go River Rats to get the first week upset here. I like to get McCaffrey when he's healthy. I like Lamar getting the Jets. I'll go River Rats to sneak an early one in here. If not now, win, as they say. Next up, we have the Mega Powers and the Gamblers. Fun fact before we go into this game: no team has beat another team more, I don't believe, than the Gamblers have beat the Mega Powers. I think I'm like 2-11 all time against the Gamblers. Go ahead, Detroit.
And it's not going to change. I got the Gamblers big.
Yep, same. Gamblers, easy.
No shot. This is Mega Powers time. I just waved the yellow Hogan signed bandana. We're coming out hot. We came out hot last year, nearly beating the Zen Masters, who had their best week of the
Nearly.
season. Hey, I got Antonio Gibson while I got him. The only reason I have 2 starting running backs is because one guy literally got shot. Other than that, I'd only have 1 starting running back. So we'll take advantage of that while we can. Now, as is custom, our game of the week features the ring ceremony at South Hills Evil Empire. They will lower their 2021 KDFL Championship banner. Sad for the Kanawha County Kings that they are the ones that will have to sit there and watch this go down. And it is the Empire and the Kings, our final matchup of week 1. Take it away, Detroit.
I think this is right now like a 58-point spread.
I think this is our largest spread.
I think it's actually going to be worse than that. So I think the Evil Empire are going to start out strong.
Yeah, I think the Evil Empire says off with this head and runs the Kings out of town. Evil Empire easy win here.
What a dramatic effect that little stutter did. Off with his hair. Yeah, it's Evil Empire. I already took 3 underdogs. I can't find myself to do this one. Excited to see what the Kings bring to the table in this week 1, but this is not the one. All right, so there is our KDFL week 1 predictions on the board. Now, let's see. That's it, boys. That's
Awesome.
it. We just got to go through cover our NFL. Now, when we do this real quick, if you remember last year, I was amazing at underdogs. I was horrible at regular bets. We'll hopefully continue that this year on both sides. Real quick, though, first, I need your Super Bowl matchup and champion, and then you can do your lock and your upset. And you could do your sign off, Detroit. Right now, Phil's remembering that he has to remember the number, and he doesn't have it in his head right now. So he's going to search for the number while you do your picks.
Well, for my NFL Super Bowl this year, I hated doing this because everybody's on this bandwagon, and it's the Buffalo Bills. I have them as my champion. I have them going against the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to actually finally start winning some playoff games, but he's going to fail in the Super Bowl. So that's my Super Bowl prediction. As for my lock of the week, I have Carolina -5 against the Browns. I think Baker's going to just want to show off against his former team. And for my upset of the week, I never do this. I never take my team. I feel like I jinx them when I do. But I love the Lions +4 this week against the Eagles. So, as always, these are just our little picks. We don't condone
You say more. You're such a moron.
Using your children's, school funds or whatever.
College.
So whatever. But
Just go ahead and send them to us first, and we'll take care of the bets for you.
So I think me and Brett are going to do something on the side. I think we'll post it. We've talked about doing 5 NFL games, 5 college games.
Oh yeah,
Just kind of see where we rank at the end of the year.
Yes.
But anyways, we love having you guys. Once again, Keith, thanks for being a loyal listener. Cousin still kind of sucks, but anyways, and always Brett sucks.
Take it away, Phil. Give me your Super Bowl, your champion, and then go through your bets.
Yeah, Super Bowl is Indy versus Dallas, and I have Indy getting the win in the Super Bowl, and Matt Ryan maybe going off into the sunset with a win. Who knows? What else am I supposed to do here? I already forgot.
All right, now we need your lock of the week.
Locks and upset. That's right. Okay. Lock of the week. I'm going to stay with Indy -7 versus Houston. I think that's an easy cover. Because Houston doesn't have anybody that I can think of, like no running back, no quarterback. They have like a backup running back, but he's not that good. Nobody laughed at that? Okay.
I didn't realize you were slamming Pierce.
Yeah.
Pierce and Mills.
Poor Damian Pierce.
Upset. I'm going to go Vegas +3 against the Chargers.
Okay.
I like the Chargers, but yeah, for some reason I'm going with the Raiders. I don't know why.
Okay.
And as always, you can follow the show.
Did you get it?
Well, no, I don't have the number.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Next week. Do your
You
thing.
can follow the show on Twitter at KDFL Podcast. You can follow our fearless host, Brett at BrettStill2 on Twitter. You can follow Detroit at Detroit8374. And you can follow me at Phil Ruxy. And I actually did remember those off the top of my head.
You did, yeah. It was very good.
Nice.
All right, so my Super Bowl, I'm going outside the box a little bit. I'm going to go with the I messed it up. Chargers for the AFC. They have to put it together. I love their coach too much. The offense, the defense, everything should be there for them to make a deep run. I'm gonna go with the Chargers in the AFC. I'm gonna go with the Rams coming back from the NFC. I don't understand how anybody
Matt's gonna hate you.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand how anybody can compete with them right now. And I actually in the NFC, I have the Chargers going over and doing it all. Chargers Super Bowl champions.
Wow.
I got it right last year, so I feel like I'm playing with house money now because I feel like I've got one right. Lock of the week. I'm going to capitalize on the normal trend of the Cardinals starting off hot, and I'm going to say they cover the 6, or they cover the 6 points that they're getting from Kansas City. And then my upset of the week, I have no choice, boys. We are starting off this week. I almost don't even like it that it's happening this way because I like to build up the animosity and stuff, but it's right out the gate. We have the Saints coming to Atlanta. The Falcons, I think, are 5 or 6 point dogs. Falcons win outright.
So you're going money line.
Yeah, it's underdog.
All right. Oh, yeah,
that's my underdog. Falcons win outright. I got the Cardinals lose about, I don't know. I got the Cardinals lose about less than 6. I got the Falcons winning outright in Mariota's debut at home against our hated Saints. And that's it, boys. Season 4, episode 1 is in the books. We will be back here next week with a very special segment for you guys, as well as a rundown of the KDFL week 1 that was. Enjoy your football tonight. It's the Rams. It's the Bills. It's a hell of a kickoff to the 2022 NFL season, and we will see you here next week. For Jonathan Detroit Haynes, for Mr. Phil Ruxy, I'm Brett Steele on the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast.